Hailey Bieber has finally made it clear how she feels about everything Justin has been going through lately. And honestly, it's shocking. Most people knew Justin wasn't doing well, but no one expected it to be this serious. His fans are heartbroken. Over the past few months, Justin's behavior has taken a concerning turn. What started with emotional public breakdowns and strange paparazzi pictures has now become a series of confusing and sometimes disturbing Instagram posts, some even directed at Hailey herself. But what many didn't see coming is that things might have gotten even worse behind closed doors. Headlines have been popping up suggesting that Hailey might be considering a conservatorship over Justin. That's not a light move. It means she could legally take control of major areas of his life. It shows just how deep her concern runs now. When people hear the word conservatorship, they can't help but think of Britney Spears' long and painful legal battle. Or, even more recently, Wendy Williams' struggles. These arrangements rarely end well, especially for the person being placed under one. They often feel powerless, unable to control their own money or even daily decisions. Imagine not being able to buy yourself a coffee without someone else's approval, using money you earned yourself. That's the kind of situation fans fear Justin could be heading toward. And why are people even thinking about this as a possibility? Because over the past few weeks, Justin has shown some troubling signs. He's had more emotional breakdowns, made odd online posts, and has looked completely out of it in public. He often appears withdrawn, confused, and lost, which has led people to ask what's really going on. The fact that legal experts are now weighing in makes it even more serious. They're saying that if things don't improve, Hailey or Justin's mother could legally step in and take over. This would include control over his finances, his health, and potentially even custody decisions regarding their baby. That's how serious it has become. For this to happen in California, though, it's not easy. After Britney's case, the courts made it much harder to place someone under a conservatorship. Judges now require undeniable proof that the person can't manage their life. That means Hailey would have to show that Justin is a danger to himself, to her, or to their child, and that he can't make sound decisions. And sadly, with the way things are going, some experts believe he's getting closer to that line. Fans are understandably split. Some truly believe Justin needs help and might benefit from legal guidance. But others think calling for a conservatorship is too extreme. They believe Justin needs therapy, rest, and support, not court intervention. This has sparked the bigger question. Is Hailey even in a position to give him that support anymore? To be fair, she has stuck by him through a lot. She's constantly targeted by the public, especially when Justin acts out. People always seem to blame her for his behavior, which adds pressure on her too. For example, when Justin appeared completely out of it during his performance with SZA, fans turned on Hailey, questioning why she didn't do something. But really, what was she supposed to do? Run on stage and drag him off? Hailey has tried over and over to pull Justin back to the man he once was, the global superstar who packed out stadiums and loved performing. But being his wife has also meant being his emotional support, his unpaid therapist, and at times, his caretaker. That's a lot for anyone to handle, especially now that they have a child. Sources close to the couple say that after the baby was born, things became even more overwhelming for Hailey. Her focus naturally shifted to the child, and she needed Justin to be more present. Instead, his breakdowns and public struggles only got worse. Some insiders even say that Hailey might be at her breaking point. No one really knows what's going on behind closed doors, but it's clear that whatever she decides to do next could completely change Justin's life for better or worse. One part that's bothering a lot of people is how the media is talking about this. There are articles going into detail about how Hailey could legally gain full control of Justin's life, as if they're encouraging her to do it. It doesn't feel like just speculation anymore. It feels like a plan is being pushed forward. And for anyone familiar with how things work in the celebrity world, this is usually how it starts. People are starting to question the timing of Justin's recent paparazzi photos too. He's constantly being spotted at his worst, messy, distracted, and not looking like himself. It's beginning to feel less like a coincidence and more like someone is tipping off the photographers. It reminds fans of how Britney was followed everywhere, and those bad moments were used as evidence against her in court. If someone in Justin's circle is leaking his location and setting him up to be seen in a negative light, that's very dangerous. And let's be clear, this isn't about defending harmful behavior. If he's doing something wrong or harmful, that needs to be addressed. But it also feels like certain people around him might actually want him to break down completely. And unfortunately, it's starting to work. Think back to when Justin suddenly ended his old business, relationships, and brought on Lou Taylor, the same woman deeply involved in Britney's conservatorship. That alone should have made everyone uncomfortable. Although Justin and Lou are no longer working together, people still wonder what kind of influence she might have had while she was around. It was during that time that he came close to losing everything financially. He even sold the rights to his music catalog for $200 million, which looked more like a desperate move than a business decision. That connection to Lou Taylor alone is enough to raise red flags. Anyone who's followed what Britney went through knows how these things play out. So while Justin may look like he's struggling, many fans believe he's not beyond help. He might be in pain, but he's not finished. Being under a conservatorship is a big step one that gives complete control to others over your life, often the same people who may have contributed to your struggles in the first place. It's not something to take lightly, but the idea doesn't seem too far-fetched anymore. Think back to Britney Spears. She was still doing world tours when she was placed under one. She could perform in packed arenas but wasn't allowed to walk into a store and buy popcorn on her own. Everything was managed for her. That level of control over someone who clearly wasn't entirely incapable didn't make sense then, and it doesn't make sense now. The truth is, Justin Bieber has been surrounded by enablers for years. Most people in his circle give him what he wants instead of what he actually needs. That kind of environment can push someone further away from reality. When no one tells you the hard truths, it becomes easy to get lost in your own world. That's probably part of why Justin seems so far gone lately, because no one around him is helping him stay grounded. And just to clarify, this isn't about Hailey being the villain here. This is about someone struggling, someone who seems to be losing himself without fully realizing it. But when it comes to Hailey, it also seems like she's trying to take control of a situation that's overwhelming her too. You've got to wonder if she's ever truly enjoyed her marriage. Sure, she married one of the biggest stars in the world, but since day one, it's looked more like she's been parenting him instead of being in a partnership. And now that they have a child, she's juggling even more, being a mother, running her beauty brand, and trying to hold everything together at home. It's not surprising that she may feel like she's raising two kids, one in diapers and the other having breakdowns, as if the conservatorship rumors weren't enough. There's been talk that Hailey is considering leaving Justin altogether. That buzz only got louder after she sold her skincare brand, Rhode, for $1 billion. Her fans were quick to say she doesn't need Justin anymore, and that he might actually be holding her back. Looking at recent events, you can kind of see why people think she might actually go through with it. Things between them have looked rocky for weeks now, and the tension is playing out in public for everyone to see. They've both been making indirect comments online. Justin has been posting cryptic messages that seem to question Hailey's loyalty. At the same time, Hailey's post suggests that she's emotionally drained and possibly in need of serious help herself. It's getting harder to ignore how messy things are. And Justin's Instagram is the clearest sign of how unstable he seems. His feed looks chaotic. He's been sharing anything and everything, and fans have noticed. One person even joked, "He's just like me, for real, just posts whatever he wants." Another said, "Every time I refresh, he's at the top." But this isn't just random posting, it's dark. There are photos of him in filthy bathrooms with captions that show he's at a low point. One post read, "You could point out my flaws or recognize your own, Lil B." It doesn't come off as petty, it sounds like pain. Taking that kind of photo in that kind of setting feels like a cry for help. Like he's saying he doesn't care anymore. Then there's the screenshot he posted where he asked ChatGPT if ketamine could be used to control emotions. That freaked a lot of people out. Ketamine is a tranquilizer, sometimes used in therapy, but also heavily abused in party scenes. It was one of the drugs found in Diddy's circles and sadly played a role in Matthew Perry's death. For Justin to post that as one of his recent searches made people worry even more. Even more concerning is how he sometimes includes their child in these posts. In one, he's seen holding the baby, and when you swipe to the next image, he's smoking. A fan commented, "I hope the baby wasn't around the smoke," while another told him to grow up for the sake of his child. The next day, he went on a rant about loyalty, which just happened to be at the same time people were urging Hailey to leave him. Now that she's financially secure and emotionally drained, in that rant, Justin wrote something like, "Telling other humans they deserve something is like raising someone else's kid." He added that it's not anyone's place to say who deserves what, that's for God to decide.